Hey everyone, it's Nicole and today I'm here to talk about all the things that happened in 2017, reading-wise, writing-wise and channel-wise. I'm also going to discuss things that I want to achieve in 2018, things I want to work on. So, of course, this is going to be a very chatty video. You can participate in this discussion in the comments down below and tell me about the goals that you've had for 2017, if you achieve them or not, if you're going to work on them in 2018. I'm not a statistics girl, I cannot even pronounce statistics right, but I did scramble a little bit and found some data, shamelessly took it from Goodreads if we're being honest, and I'm ready to give you a little bit of statistics, some basic statistics. I've read 55 books in 2017, which is a good result for me. But the shocker is that only 15 of them were young adult or middle grade, and I was wondering why my views are crashing down. Is a joke, I actually really enjoyed this reading year. I was reading a lot of things that other people don't read, like romances and mystery novels. It was actually really fun to pay attention a little bit to genres that are not usually talked about on BookTube because I found them very enjoyable. I really liked the experience of finding underrated titles, and I also want to say that romance was a thing in 2017, like a thing. Maybe it's because I'm single AF. The other bit that I can tell you is only 6 of all the books that I've read were graphic novels. I was trying a lot of graphic novels in the past, and I think it was important for me to do it because I didn't know what I like. But right now I know that I enjoy graphic memoirs a lot, and I enjoy graphic novels that are just that, a graphic novel. One volume and nothing more. I don't like serialized graphic novels as much because I have to follow them, I have to know when they're going to come out, and it's too much work for me. With the novel it's a little bit different because you get more pages and more reading material, and graphic novels are usually pretty thin. I get through them in a few hours. So serialized graphic novels are not exactly my thing, especially if they are about superheroes, because they're usually the same and I don't care. I do like a few serialized graphic novels and I want to get back to them. These graphic novels are The Wicked and the Divine. I really like the first volume and I don't know why I stopped reading it. I also really want to continue reading fans because it gives me a good vibe. And I recently discovered Sunstone, which I also really enjoyed. We'll see if the other volumes are up to par. But overall I can already predict that I'm not going to read a lot of graphic novels in the future. Sometimes maybe if they're going to pique my attention. So that's my stance on graphic novels. I also noticed that I was better at finishing series, but the problem was that I wasn't better at finishing older series. What I've done in 2017 is basically I started new series and I've finished them in 2017 as well, which already is an upgrade from what I've been doing for this past few years. I never finished the series because I didn't pick up the third book. I have weird relationships with finishing stuff in general. I was struggling to finish Harry Potter series for years, and then I read it and I never read the epilogue because I've hated everything I've been hearing about this epilogue, and I also, of course, watched the movie and I hate it even more. So I'm not planning to ever finish the epilogue, but I want to finish some series. So in 2017, obviously, I'm going to try to finish a few older series. I even made a video about it in 2017, and I think I finished only one series from that video. Tragic. But let's go through all the series that I finished in 2017 because I need this pat on my shoulder. I've started and finished Monsters of Verity series by Victoria Schwab. I've started and finished Radley University series by Dalia Adler. I started and finished All for the Game series by Nora Sakovic. And I finished the Engels Force trilogy by Sarah B. Elgrin and Matt Stromberg, which I absolutely do recommend you to pick up. I was just reading stuff that I was interested in, and Yay me, because that's always good. Now we're going to move to the channel stuff. I'm not going to give you any statistics because I'm bad at statistics. Rewind. I know the statistics though. I cannot even pronounce statistics right. Yes, so what can I say about my channel? Well, it did grow a little, which is always fun, but it didn't grow much. And I want to change that because I know that I can. I know that we all like to complain about the YouTubes, but there are ways to beat the algorithm. You just need to make good videos. And I'll be the first to admit that I'm not always giving you 100%. I can upload more often, I can be less lazy with my editing. I did up my editing a little bit in the end of 2017. I can also bring a little bit more originality to this channel. I think I was good with it when I started because I've had a lot of ideas and I've had a lot of energy. I was very hopeful, young and wide-eyed, so of course. I never had any problems idea-wise because it's something that I'm actually good at, but I'm lazy at production. I don't script my videos, I don't use up-to-par technology. I do have a good camera, but I never bought a microphone, I never bought lights, and the lighting in my videos in winter and in fall is terrible always. But I'm taking a stance, I want to change that. I'm going to start scripting my 2018 videos. I already started. The last few videos were scripted, at least a little bit. I don't want to make strict scripts because I don't think it's going to work for me. I already bought lights and I'm excited to get them. They're still in China somewhere, so I'm waiting. And I'm looking into buying a microphone. And even though most of you said that it doesn't bother you in the last chatty video that I made, I think that it bothers people who don't subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to make them subscribe to my channel. I'm also going to try to make a little bit more original content. I started doing it in 2017. I filmed a few vlogs. I made a lookbook video which was very out of my comfort zone. I started uploading more writing videos, which I'm very proud of because it's something that I was a little embarrassed to do on this channel. The series are not very popular, but they do help me to feel more at ease when I talk about writing. And I need to upload more to this series for sure. I did a little bit of queer content in 2017, but I want to do more because it's something I'm passionate about and heterosexual people are just not going to do it on YouTube, so we have to. I also tried to chatty videos that were not about books, they were about fandoms or personal stuff, and I actually enjoyed the reception that they've got because people were pretty excited for it. I wouldn't say that they were the most watched, but they were the most commented on, and I think that sometimes when we go to YouTube we just want a good discussion, and I'm going to try to provide that in 2018. I was just watching more YouTube that wasn't booktube in 2017, and I was watching these creators talk about these personal things, and I thought, well, you know what, I actually have a lot of good, worthy of hearing opinions. Why don't I have a channel where I can talk about that? And then I thought, well, Nicole, you do have a channel, you just don't talk about that. So expect that in 2018. I also made a few scripts for sketches and we're going to see how it's going to turn out. Moving on to writing things. I did finally finish the first draft of Dark Legacy, which is a fantasy novel I've been writing for ages. I never thought that I'm going to finish anything writing-wise in my entire life. I was giving up slowly, and then I just finished it, and I'm very happy about it still. I'm going to try to edit this first draft in 2018. There's a bunch of challenges when it comes to editing, especially because I'm writing in my second language. I don't always see my own errors. I am going to work on that as well, but of course I will need a professional editor because they know their job. and I'm not an editor, like, at all. I also started writing another fantasy book, which name is Among the Gods. It is about a group of Valkyries on a mission to bring a certain soul back to Odin. I'm very excited about this project because I wanted to explore the topic of the warrior woman for a very long time. I'm excited to cross gender norms. I want this project to happen in 2018. I want to work on that. I want to write it till the end. Let's hope that I can do that. So far I think I have 25,000 words written in it, and that's good. It's going to have a lot of queer stuff in it, obviously, and a lot of adventures, excitement, a lot of fighting sequences. I'm just talking about it and getting more and more invested, and I need to actually edit the other draft, so that's the problem. The other thing that I want to work on in 2018 that doesn't have to do with all those things is that I really want to start reading physical books. Because I looked back into 2017 and I could barely find stuff that I read as physical books, and I have 3 full shelves of physical books that I didn't read. I don't think that it's great. I think it's actually a very bad habit. I constantly buy ebooks because they're cheaper and because they're new releases, and I'm excited about new releases. I do read them though, so maybe it's not that bad, but all these books are sitting on my shelves and they need to be read as well. So I want to read a physical book for every ebook that I read, and so far it's going good, but it's only the start of the year. If I'm going to read at least 40% of physical books in the end of 2018, I'm going to be one happy person. I also want to work on my social media a little bit in 2018. I was working hard on it in the end of 2017, but you cannot neglect your social media for 2 and something years and then start working on it and expect a fast result. I've actually went from 300 followers on Instagram to 1,000 and around 300 followers on Instagram. It's not fast, it's not big, but I was working on it and I had some results. I started communicating on Twitter in 2017. I didn't talk to other people, I wasn't utilizing it, I was just retweeting stuff. And a creator's Twitter is a tool that you actually have to use, so it won't be pointless. I also wanted to give you an opportunity to support me, so I made a Ko-Fi page and a Patreon account. I was racking my brain for cool rewards and I think I've done it. You can just go and read my rewards and tell me how great they are. That's also going to be supportive of you. I also made a Curious Cat account instead of a Tumblr account because I'm not interested in having a book-only Tumblr, and I already have a personal Tumblr. I don't use it as often as I used it in 2015 or 2016, but I still have it. And I found Curious Cat, which is a platform where you can ask me questions anonymously. I think that's why people wanted creators to have Tumblr accounts at first, because they wanted to ask anonymous questions, and now you can do that. I also participated in NaNoWriMo, which seems to be a little bit besides the topic, but I'm going to get there. I participated in NaNoWriMo, and when I was procrastinating doing NaNoWriMo, I went back to the stuff that I already written and found a novella that I started writing maybe a year ago, and I really enjoyed it. I wrote a little bit more in it. It's not edited, so don't at me because I'm not a good editor and it probably has grammatical errors, but we have to live with that. I just went on and posted it on Wattpad. So if you're interested, it's an FF romance set in a fantasy world that is a little bit Regency, a little bit monster hunting nights, a little bit of private boarding schools for rich people. If you want to read it, do that. The first 5 chapters are available on Wattpad. The link is down below. that's all the things that I wanted to say in this video. Let's hope that 2018 is going to be better for me, because personally it was a bad year for me work-wise and family-wise. I've had a lot of things going on that I didn't talk about on this channel because they were private, and I'm not always comfortable discussing those. But that's life, stuff happens. I'm just hoping that 2018 is going to be better. And also, if you ever wanted to talk to me on Twitter, do that, because I'm not biting. I'm not a lesbian werewolf, I'm just a lesbian. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you soon in my next one.